Hi, this is Andrew from STRIFE, and you're watching PITCAM.tv.
First day of Persistence tour. What do you expect from this tour?
Well, for us, we're just excited to be on a tour of this caliber. I grew up as a fan of Suicidal since I was like in 7th grade, you know what I mean? And then, so touring with them is awesome. We did some shows in the past, but it's cool to be out here with them and, touring with Terror, a band that we're friends with and that I've been a fan of since they started, and one of my personal favorite hardcore bands of all time. And it's just a great package, It's Ramla, Evergreen Terrace, Nasty, the R's. It's a great package, and it's a short tour, and we get to hit some major markets and play some fun shows. And it's always good when you know you're gonna have a good crowd. And I think people in Europe have been really excited for the tour, and we're just excited to be here and play.
As if I can speak for the people in Europe, we are excited for the tour.
Perfect.
It's almost 2 years now since Witness a Rebirth came out. Is there anything new coming up? New material, or are you just focused on touring right now?
We're not going to record anything new. Actually, Witness a Rebirth only came out, it was a year in November, so it's like a year and 2 months. So it's still a pretty new record. We recorded a few songs during the same sessions that didn't make the album that we're looking to release probably in the middle of next year. So we will have some new material, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe there is potential down the line, maybe at the end of the year, to record something new, but it's not something that we've started focusing on yet.
With the album being this new or 1 year old, how many of the new songs actually survived in the set list?
I think tonight we're playing 2, but we've played up to 4. I think we've alternated between 6 different songs from the record. So we definitely play 2 every night and sometimes more. We kind of have a shorter set on this tour. We have 30 minutes, so we can't play everything. And we definitely want to play new stuff, but we got to play the old stuff too. So kind of find that middle ground where every fan's happy. We play a few songs off every record. I'd say probably the most off In This Defiance, a couple songs from One Truth. We have a song from Anger Means and 2 songs from Witness a Rebirth. So it's a pretty well-rounded set, and hopefully we can fit more in.
Okay, cool. Strife's been a band for quite a while now.
Yeah.
It seems that still more and more fresh people to the hardcore scene getting like attached to Strife. Really, do you think that is because of Strife is really focused on delivering music with a message? Because nowadays it seems like bands popping up just having a great sound, not delivering messages.
It could be. I think there's a bunch of reasons, to be honest with you. I think part of what happened was a band like Terror has become one of the most popular bands in hardcore, and their sound is very similar to Strife's sound. So that kept our sound current. So it's not like if you listen to In This Defiance, it doesn't sound like a record that came out 18 years ago. You know what I mean? It still sounds like a modern hardcore record, and I think that had a lot to do with it. I think definitely a message and something to say, and you could feel the passion and the energy in the music. And I think we definitely deliver a great live show, and we just try to make it, when we play, we try to make it a memorable experience, and we give everything that we can, and do our best to stick out from a lot of the other bands.
I noticed this topic has been talked about a lot with Strife, let's say actively escaping straight edge, if you want to call it that way. And I think Rick said it in an interview that it's gotten too violent, gang-like. Do you have the feeling that in hardcore in general, that the development is in the same direction with a lot of, let's say, tough guy bands popping up, that it's getting more violent and more excluding, contrary to what hardcore should be, the including part, the everyone is welcome part?
I agree. It's been a problem since I've been going to shows. But, it's like definitely one thing that I can't stand and don't tolerate is violence at shows. It's like there's there's nothing that can destroy a scene quicker than kids beating up other hardcore kids at a show, especially for no reason. You know, it's like there's a time and place for violence. There's a time and place to stand up for yourself. There's a time and place to fight for a reason. Usually it's not at a hardcore show. Usually at a hardcore show, there's fights over petty bullshit, and it shouldn't happen. Like, you know, in the 90s, we'd play shows to 700-800 people, and now it's like a good hardcore show in the States is like 300 kids, and it definitely has to do with the level of violence. You know, if I was a 15-year-old kid going to my first show and a bunch of dudes beat me up for no reason, I would never have gone back to a hardcore show. And so, yeah, you know, I can understand why there's these hardcore kind of subgenres where you get a band like Parkway Drive or whatever who's can draw 2,000 kids, you know, and their sound is so similar to a hardcore band, but they can draw so many more kids. And I think it's because a lot of those kids were kids that probably would have been hardcore fans, would have been in the hardcore scene, and something may have happened and they went a different direction, you know. And I think that's something that I feel like more bands should put their foot down about. Like, there should not be violence at shows. Like, there's no reason to beat up somebody. And if you want to fight, like, there's plenty of reasons to fight, and plenty of ways to channel that energy into something that could help, you know, your community, the society, the world. Like, you know, if you want to be violent, like, use it in a constructive way. But fighting a kid at a hardcore show because he bumped into you and then having 3 of your friends beat him up is just bullshit, you know.
That's just, and it really is against the hardcore message, which should be really including
it's against everything that I believe in hardcore, for sure. Like, you know, it's like we've always preached unity and acceptance, you know, and it's like we want metal kids at our show, and we want punk kids at our show, and we want kids that don't belong anywhere at our show. And I feel like, you know, a hardcore show is a place where everyone should feel at home. Everyone's your brother, whether you know them a lot or not. It's like you're there because, you know, you're the outcast, and you're different than everybody in your school, and, you know, you have something different, and that's why you found this, and this should be your escape from the outside world, not a place where you have to deal with the same petty high school bullshit, you know.
Coming to a totally different topic, since 2013 has just passed, what was your favorite moment of the last year, if there is any? I bet there are a couple, though.
Favorite moment? We had a lot of great moments. I would say, you know, playing with Judge at Black and Blue Bowl in New York was awesome. That was a great show. Super fun time. We played with a bunch of amazing bands. We played with Judge at the Observatory in Santa Ana, and that was another amazing show. We had a couple great shows with the Cro-Mags in LA. Grows Rock was awesome. My Fest here in Berlin was awesome. Like, we got to do some really cool things last year as a band, and, you know, I think you know, for us, it's just like right now, you know, we all get along super well as a band, and we tour and everyone has fun and gets along, and I think that's the best, you know.
So I say it's an ongoing best moment,
yeah, I mean,
so to speak.
There's a lot of good moments, and we just try to make the best out of every situation and make it so, you know, when we do things, it's something we're all happy about, we're all excited about, we're all having fun, you know. But yeah, I would definitely say maybe Black and Blue Bowl was the standout if I had to pick one.
All right. So then, nothing left to say but have fun on stage, have fun playing, have fun on the tour. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
My biggest question,
Yes.
man, we've been friends for a while. How come you never bring Wisdom and Chains on tour, motherfucker?
Oh, I can't wait to answer this fucking question. We just tried to take them on tour and they rejected us in January. So Mad Joe Black can be mad at himself. Maybe he shouldn't have such a good job and he can just tour all the time like a retard like me. Good band though. We want to tour with them.